to Quito Cooking with Love Live. I'm your host, Jeanette. Alongside with me is my husband, Jose, our Keto Master Chef.
That's right. Happy Sunday. How you guys doing? We're so happy to be here with you, and thank you for everyone that's joining us, both our online community as well as our live studio audience that's in the house.
Yes! We got an amazing studio audience. Thank you.
That's right. So today we're doing our third episode,
We're doing our third episode of our new season, yes.
Very excited. We have a wonderful recipe to share with you today. This might be our most requested recipe that we get.
And why is that, my love?
It's extremely popular. People across all cultures and generations love this. And when people find out that they can have this in the keto low-carb version, they lose their mind. What are we making, baby?
Oh, my God. Have you ever heard of tres leche? And can you make that in a keto-licious way?
Absolutely.
Well, we're here to tell you and prove to you that it can be tres leche, enjoy it, and we can do it keto.
Absolutely.
Keto-fy it. So,
Absolutely.
yes.
Tres leche is a very popular dessert in Latin America and in many different cultures. It's basically a nice vanilla-style cake, which is soaked within some sweetened, infused variety of milks or creams. So today we're gonna show you how to do a low-carb version of this. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. And if they like this video, baby, tell them what they should do.
Like it and share with all your loved ones, all your friends. Listen, share, please share.
Sharing is caring.
Okay?
All
Sharing
right.
is caring.
So as always, we start our show off with a nice toast of one of our cocktails that we had on last season. What are we drinking today, my love?
We're drinking a party. That's what we're drinking. What we have in here is Quito Coquito, which is an eggnog. I call it a party in a cup.
That's right.
Okay?
So Coquito is a traditional Puerto Rican, Dominican holiday eggnog. It is boozy. And we'll show it right here to our other camera.
Go.
It's nice and creamy. It's basically eggnog for adults. And this is something that we all drink in Latin America throughout the holidays. So we have our low-carb version, which is just as delicious. It's made with real Madagascar vanilla bean. So it has a rounded spice flavor. It's creamy and yummy.
Yes.
So,
and for those that do not,
partake in alcohol. You can just make the
right.
make the eggnog the base, which we'll be sharing the link afterwards below for this recipe, and you can just omit the alcohol and enjoy a nice, delicious seasonal
Well, with
eggnog.
that being said, baby,
let's toast.
Let's toast. And to our audience, thank you for being here.
Thank you so
and
much.
Cheers. Enjoy.
Mwah.
All right, Quito Coquito.
That never gets old. I actually never really liked. Right? You like? Love it. I actually never really liked things that were creamy and alcoholic until I started making this. It is so good.
And this is, like he was saying, this is something that we have now for the holidays. So it's,
we're going to be drinking a lot of that today's episode.
Now.
So we're going to get into today's episode. Like we said, we're making a tres leche cake. Obviously, this is traditionally done with white flour, but we're using today one of our keto-friendly flours, which is almond flour. So if someone has a dietary restriction where they can't have nuts, they might have an aversion to this, but otherwise, it's universally accepted as delicious, okay? We have our almond flour here. To that, we're gonna add some whey isolate protein, which is unflavored whey isolate protein. Now, when you shop for this, you can get this at like a vitamin shop, GNC.
Yeah,
but you wanna shop around, right?
You wanna go to the back of the store, okay?
We actually
go to the clearance aisle.
We actually used to buy the store brand for this for one of the stores that we shop at, and it's generally for like a big container, like $25. On one occasion, we were shopping all around the store and we found out that Vitamin Shop has a clearance aisle.
75% off. So
rather than
around.
spending $25 on a different brand, we actually got one that was made grass-fed.
Grass-fed.
And we only paid $10 for the same size. So that was a marvelous find.
Put it in there, baby.
All right. And then also I have here a couple of tablespoons of baking powder. Okay, so those are our dry ingredients. We'll mix that together with our whisk, mommy.
Okay, okay, got it.
That's why she's a master sous chef.
See?
Basically, so people don't know what a sous chef is, it basically means that you do all the work and the chef gets all the credit. We love that. Okay, so those are our dry ingredients. That's perfect, baby.
This is going to be a nice, happy family, blended family here.
So now we're going to start with the next component. That's good like that, baby.
That's it?
Yeah,
okay.
That's it.
All right.
So now you can just put that down there. We're going to start adding our ingredients to our stand mixer. And so go ahead, drop that in there.
Oh, so now I put this in here.
Yes,
okay.
now we go in there. We have some butter, some room temperature butter. You want to make sure your butter is nice and room temperature. Get it out the refrigerator at least an hour in advance, so it will be nice and pliable. to that, we're going to add, actually, we're gonna start creaming our butter first.
Okay.
So go ahead, hit the little lever there on the side, the lever, and then crank it.
Okay. Is it
Faster, baby, faster.
Faster.
Whip it.
Whip it, whip it good.
So we're gonna cream our butter to get it nice
Whip it
and
good.
smooth. And this is gonna make it easier for us to incorporate our other ingredients. Hey, Pam, how you doing? Pam is watching.
Hey, Pammy.
Miss you, girl.
All the way from Texas.
We'll be in Houston soon, so
yes, we
get
will.
ready. We're invading your kitchen next. All right, baby, you can cut it there.
Turn it off?
Yes, off.
Okay.
Thank you. So now here we have some keto-friendly sweetener. We have some allulose, and we're using the confectioners, the powdered version, so you can just add that there completely.
Okay.
And then we also have a little bit of vanilla.
There you go.
Real vanilla extract.
All right.
Yep, go ahead. Beautiful. And then let's get that whisking again, baby love.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna put this off to the sink. All right, so we're just gonna beat these together till they become nice and homogeneous and they come together. And it doesn't take long at all. That's one of the things I love about this recipe. Other than the baking time, this comes together really, really, really easily.
Should I go in there and?
Yeah, stop it. So whenever you are doing something in a
just
electric,
make sure that everything is
you want to make
blended
sure
in
everything
there.
gets mixed through. So we're gonna go ahead and use our rubber spatula for that. And there's just a few more ingredients in here, right? Butter and sweetener. What's better than that?
Put this in here.
You got it, mommy?
Yeah, I got it.
Love it. All right. So go ahead, whip it. All right, so while that's going, we're gonna add a couple of eggs into this, and you wanna add your eggs one at a time.
So do we add it while it's
Yep, while it's going, we have our eggs right here, so we have 3 eggs, and we're just gonna add them one at a time. All right, it's best to get your eggs out of the shell in advance and put them in a bowl. This way you don't have any cracked eggs inside of your mix, right? You can get that out in advance.
Okay.
All right, let's go. 2 little eggs went
Look at that.
to the market.
You did that so well.
Well, thank you, my love. And our last little egg, all right?
Awesome.
So we're gonna slow that down and again
slow it down.
mix it together with the rubber spatula. So again, whenever you're working with a mixer, you're gonna have to take your time and kind of make sure everything is nice and incorporated. Stop it, baby.
Okay.
And mix it together.
Got it.
So.
Incorporate that in there.
And so just so you know, talking about electric mixers, there are some popular brands for this that are very well known, and they're a little bit on the expensive side for some people. They might be like $300. You actually don't have to spend that much to get a quality electric mixer. Yep, please, thank you. I got this one for about $60 on, I don't even know the brand. It does the job. I got this one for about $60 on Amazon, and it works just fine. So you don't have to spend, a few $100s just to get a mixer. And if you don't have one of these, you can use a handheld electric mixer, which you can probably get at a Walmart or a hardware store for like $10, $20. So you don't have to have a bunch of expensive hardware, to bake or bring that together. So that's good there. So now we're gonna start adding our dry ingredients. We're gonna add our dry ingredients here.
As it's blending?
Yep, as it's blending. We have the almond flour here. We have the baking powder, as well as our whey isolate protein, which is unflavored.
Should I?
That's all right. And we're gonna alternate that with a little bit of heavy cream. All right.
Good.
More almond flour. Get it in there. All right, a little bit more heavy cream. And then we're gonna finish off with the last of our dry ingredients, all right? So.
Perfect.
Hold on a second, a little bit, all right, perfect. So now you can put that on high, my love. And that's how quick it is to bring your batter together. You can stop it now.
Stop it?
Yep. We're gonna stop it and we're gonna finish bringing it together with our whisk. Beautiful.
Ooh.
Let's bang this out.
Ooh. There's a party in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they want to come
I'm
out
gonna
and
get our
celebrate.
pan ready. You can do this in a round 9-inch pan. I have here, I think, like a 10 by 5 pan. But a 9.
Do we blend it some more, my love?
No, we'll just whisk it right there with the rubber spatula.
Got it.
It's great to have a sous chef.
I've been giving you a job here.
I'm gonna use some non-stick spray. This is actually some avocado oil spray because we like to use keto-friendly fats. All right, so just get that nice and coated. And let's get that in here, baby. Right. You ready?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right, beautiful.
Can I do the honors?
Yes, I mean,
Yeah,
You already did everything
I
else.
did the blending, right? I might as well do the
Love it. Go
scooping
ahead. Get it all out. Get it all out. Get it in
making
there.
it all pretty here.
Get it all dumped in. So now we're gonna bake this at 325 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes, right? Not all ovens are created equal, so I would set a timer for about 30 minutes and kind of get an idea. Thank you, baby. Get an idea, see how it's going. But basically, you wanna cook it until a toothpick comes out nice and clean. All right, if you go a little bit over, that's also fine because this is gonna be, here, mommy, I got it.
Okay.
This is gonna be just wanna get it all nice and even to the extent possible. All right, and like I said, you're gonna cook it for about 30 to 40 minutes. I like to go a little bit over on mine. I like to just cook it for the full 40 minutes because this is gonna get soaked with a variety of milk. So you want your cake to to have some body to it and not be too soft. All right. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like crumbly and fall apart. All right. So I'm gonna pop that in the oven.
Okay.
All right.
So
now that's gonna bake. Of course, we have one that's ready for the magic of internet TV.
Let's do it. We have a nice cake for you guys.
We have a few components that's gonna accompany this. So when your cake comes out of the oven, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna let it cool for like 5-10 minutes. It should still be warm, but you're gonna let it cool, and you're gonna flip it out into a bigger container, a bigger, maybe a Pyrex dish or a bigger cake pan. You're gonna take a fork.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
Yes, and you're gonna prick some holes all around the cake. This is gonna allow it to soak in the milk.
The milk.
Now, in a traditional tres leche cake, which is not keto friendly, they would use evaporated milk, they would use sweet condensed milk, and then also some regular milk. What we're gonna do for our keto version, I have here, we've combined some unsweetened almond milk, all right? And I'll show it here to our other camera. We have some unsweetened almond milk, some heavy cream, as well as some coconut milk. And then we infuse that with a little bit of vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract, and our keto-friendly sweeteners. We mix that together, and that makes our little cream. So let's give this a taste, baby. You could tell me how that tastes.
Okay.
Did you like?
Let's do some keto mambo right now.
I'm with it. All right, so get rid of our little teaspoons here. So when your cake comes out, let me see, we have some questions also. And also, just to mention, we have everyone sharing with us today in our live audience. We have our good friend Josh, Bethany, Carl, his wife Mayla. Thank you so much for joining us today. I see, we got it right. But when your cake comes out, you're gonna prick it, like I mentioned before. When it's nice and warm, you're gonna invert it into another pan. You're gonna prick it just to create some holes, and then you're slowly gonna pour this nice creamy concoction all over it. And then you wanna chill it in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours. Overnight would be better, and this has a great shelf life as well. It'll be good for well over a week.
You can dress it up afterwards.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna dress it up for you too.
We're gonna do that as well. Now, again, keto, in a traditional tres leche cake, you would serve this, you would top it with the meringue.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not too keen personally on meringue, so we like to do ours.
Yeah, because it makes it kind of heavy. It makes it very heavy.
It's egg whites, which is like the protein of the egg. We like to incorporate the yolk because it has those healthy cholesterols and nice fats. So we're not making a meringue. Instead, we're making a keto whipped cream.
That's right.
All right, and we're gonna link other videos. We've done our keto whipped cream on many episodes before. We've done it with our brownies. We've done it last year when we got engaged on our pizza party.
We did it with whipped cream too.
Yeah, so on our pizza party when we got engaged, we made a chocolate chip cookie pizza with keto ice cream, whipped cream, fudge, caramel. So you have to check that out.
Yeah, the
that
link.
recipe.
That's right.
That was episode 5 of our first season.
Correct.
So basically, to make the whipped cream, it's all the same ingredients that you would use in a regular whipped cream. You're just gonna substitute out the sweetener and use a keto-friendly sweetener. You will use some heavy cream. Again, put it in your electric mixer and whip that up. And a tip to make whipped cream easier is to get everything in the freezer. You want your cream in the freezer. You want your bowl and your whisk in the freezer in advance.
So it has to be nice and cold.
Chilled, absolutely.
Chilled.
So that chill is gonna help the whipped cream form.
Correct.
Much quicker. You can still do it if everything's not chilled. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. And we've had to do this by hand as well, right? Thank you. And we did whipped cream by hand one time,
We
right?
did.
We had an episode in Miami last year.
And with the
remember?
avocados, yes.
Yes, we made a chocolate mousse, which was plant-based chocolate mousse,
That's
but we
right.
served it with whipped cream, and we didn't have an electric mixer.
That's right.
So you can get the guns out,
That's right.
And whipped cream by hand. Who knew? So simply, like I said,
It can be done.
It absolutely
can be done.
So to make our keto whipped cream, like I said, we whip heavy cream. We add, after it's come to like a stiff peak, meaning that you take it with a spoon and it kind of just stays together.
Stays together, that's right.
Then you're gonna add a little bit of vanilla and your keto-friendly sweetener, powdered confectioner keto-friendly sweetener to taste, and then you have your whipped cream. So,
it's okay.
do we have any questions? Yeah, let's get it. We have some Q&A, some questions coming in. Thank you so much. And we have some more questions coming from the crowd. We're gonna take those too. So, go ahead, baby. Read the question.
So one here is, my doctor wants me to take blood pressure meds. Can keto help?
Ooh, this is a very good question. So you know, high blood pressure, hypertension is a very common phenomena in our culture, in our society, and all around the world. And unfortunately, what doctors do is that when you're diagnosed with having high blood pressure, rather than treating the cause of the high blood pressure, they simply manage the symptom by giving you high blood pressure medication. We don't advocate for that at all. The reason that people get high blood pressure is because they overconsume carbs, either because of our standard American diet or because of our culture. And what happens is that you get a condition called hyperinsulinemia, which means that you have too much insulin. And this one of the first signs of hyperinsulinemia is high blood pressure. So once you have high blood pressure, if you don't change your diet, you're on the road to having pre-diabetes, diabetes, or other metabolic syndromes. So what I would advise, and thank you again for this question, what I would advise is to check out a website called dietdoctor.com. Dietdoctor.com. It's engineered by the leading keto doctors throughout the country. There's a plethora of information on all types of metabolic syndromes, as well as high blood pressure, of what you can and should do. And they will also help you find a low-carb doctor where you live. So it's a great resource for anyone. We have some more questions coming in. Here you go, baby love.
Thank you for that answer. We love keto, baking with love.
Love it.
What other baked goods do you recommend?
Ooh, that's a great question. So there's many things that you can do with keto. One of the key things is gonna be most baked goods have like processed flour, white flour. So in most cases, the modification is gonna be almond flour. But there might be a few tweaks that you have to add, like some baking powder or baking soda, because almond flour doesn't have the same leavening qualities as a white processed flour. So there's recipes all over the internet on all types of things. We've done cheesecake. We did pumpkin cheesecake last year.
Yep. We did it today, this weekend, a few weekends ago.
Absolutely. We've been making it every week,
yes.
pretty much, for one of our clients. So you can do cheesecakes. You can do, you know, the list goes on and on of all the types of, you can almost modify any dessert. And there's even dessert sweet things that you can make without cooking. Like we have our chocolate mousse, which we've done before, which is made with avocados, some cocoa powder, a little bit of vanilla, coconut milk, and a keto-friendly sweetener. You can just put those and puree them until you get a nice velvety consistency.
And our chocolate chip cookie.
And it's plant-based. So, we made cookies. There's a bunch of cookies that you can make. So thank you for that question. Do we have another question coming in? Thank you so much. How do I start keto? This is my favorite question. We have a couple of videos online about this, but I'm constantly answering this question because a lot of people want to know, they're interested in keto and they want to know how to start it.
I don't know. To me, first, it's a mindset thing. Like, you have to be prepared. You have to know this is what you want. You have to know that you want a healthier lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people have a misconception, it's just losing weight. But to me, it's not just, oh, you're going to lose weight in keto. No, it's having a healthier lifestyle and sustaining that healthier lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Okay, because you really want to take care of your health and sustain, long term.
That's right. And so that's a great point that you bring up, my love, because thank you. That's a great point that you bring up because really, like, the reason that a lot of people want to lose weight, right? And we talked about this on previous shows. If you just want to lose weight because you have a wedding coming up to or pictures you're going to take for family reunion, then you can do almost anything to lose weight, like for short term. But the benefit of keto is that you can get long-term results and it's very sustainable. So to answer the question directly, how do I start keto? In layman's terms, very simply, you just start off by omitting or drastically reducing your carb intake,
correct,
right? And you want to make sure that you're getting quality fats. Not all fats are created equal. We talked about this last week, I think, about how most of the fats on the market are unhealthy for you. So ideally, you want to avoid canola oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, soybean oil.
Correct.
All of these oils, they're made from seeds and they're processed. They have an unhealthy ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. So they're really not good for you. You want to use butter, avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil.
What kind of butter though, baby?
Well, real butter.
Real butter. That's
okay,
right.
not margarine.
Grass-fed butter.
Not anything that pretends to be butter. Ideally, grass-fed because otherwise there's going to be hormones in there. But if all you can get is regular butter, that's still going to be better than using a seed processed oil. So to start keto, you simply drastically omit and reduce starchy vegetables and processed foods and carbs.
Yeah.
You increase your healthy fats. And one of the tips that I'm going to give you that's very important for anyone that's starting is that breakfast, breakfast is the first meal of the day, right? Breakfast literally means that you are breaking your fast. When you're sleeping, you're not eating, so you're technically fasting.
Correct.
So when you have breakfast at whatever time that is, 7 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever is your first meal of the day is your breakfast. So what I would recommend for someone that wants to start off on a ketogenic diet is do not have carbs at breakfast, okay? The reason for that is that carbs, when you introduce sugar into your body, especially at the first meal of the day, it destabilizes your blood sugar levels for the entire day. This is why everyone in America has a 2:30 crash.
That's right.
And they have to hop up on coffee or 5-hour energy or something like that. It's simply because their first meal was loaded with carbs.
So that means like within the following 3 or 4 hours, they're really feeling hungry again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So carbs make you hungry. That's one thing. But like I said, they also destabilize your blood sugar levels. So if you can just start off your first meal of the day by not having carbs, this is going to stabilize your blood sugar levels throughout the day. You're going to have loads of energy, mental focus. You're going to feel a lot better. And you're not going to have that 2:30 crash. That's very, very common. All right. Now we're going to get to our keto myth buster. All right. Every week we debunk a myth about the ketogenic diet. Thank you. And today we have a really good one. What's our myth buster today, my love?
Is salt bad for you?
Is salt bad for you? So growing up, I used to hate it when my mom would say to me, stop putting salt on your food. That's no good. All right. Many people have been taught that salt is bad for you. But we're going to talk about this a little bit at length today. Why don't you chime in?
Well, to me, it just depends what type of salt we're consuming.
That's one part of it,
and where we're consuming it from.
That's one part of it, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so is salt bad for you? No, salt is not bad for you. Now, there's a huge misconception in the health community that's been going on for about 50 years now, 40 years, about salt being bad for you. This actually all started, there was a doctor in the 60s and 70s who was studying high blood pressure and heart attacks named Dr. Lewis Dawes. And he did a study where he studied rodents and he gave them like 10 times the amount of salt that any actual human would consume. Of course, that caused high blood pressure in the rodents. Coincidentally, at the same time, there was some legislation happening at the federal level where the government was trying to create guidelines for people to follow in terms of their diet of what was healthy and unhealthy. A senator by the name of George McGovern took that evidence from Dr. Dawes and basically concluded that salt was bad for you, high amounts of salt. And so the entire medical community since then, or most of them, have been advising people against sodium, against high salt, simply because of this study that was done in the 60s and 70s, and simply because of this recommendation that was done from the government in terms of our dietary guidelines since then.
Without
correct, without having actual, controlled studies. So with that being said, basically you should salt your food to taste.
Correct.
Okay, you should salt your food to taste. There's plenty of evidence out there about how people who consume less salt than they should actually live much shorter lives and have a lot of health complications. The human body needs salt for many different reasons. So I would not advise against a low salt, bland diet. Not only is it harder to eat,
but there is a better consumption of salt.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So there's
not
two
just
parts to that.
regular
Yep.
table salt.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to, when you buy your salt, as with anything that you buy that has listed ingredients, you want to look at the ingredients. There's salts out there where you look at the ingredients and it simply says salt. But then there's what we call in America table salt, which is what many of us use, especially growing up. And when you read the ingredients, it'll say salt and bicarbonate phosphate, something like
Correct.
that. What is that?
No.
Exactly.
But
it's not salt.
Yeah, I think the salt that we should be consuming is the red sea salt, or
yes.
the salt that comes from under the ground,
Absolutely.
right?
So you want to use sea salt. One of our favorite brands to use is Redmond sea salt. It comes from these mines in Utah, so it's local, supports America. And it comes from mines which used to be oceans, so you have these high concentration of high quality salts, dense with minerals and phosphates, all of the things that the human body needs. All right, so absolutely not. And again, you can use dietdoctor.com as a resource. Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Eric Berg are two of the people that we follow in the keto community. And they have a bunch of videos on this topic, which are supported by studies for you to check out. So I specifically recommend that you check out Dr. Ken Berry. And so if your doctor's telling you that you need to cut down on salt, I want you to check out Ken Berry's videos, download the studies, and go in the office and tell your doctor he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, it's not bad for you. It's how much you consume and where you're consuming it from.
Correct.
Okay.
Another thing is in America, we happen to eat a lot of processed foods.
Correct.
Which makes it harder to mitigate and really know how much salt you're consuming. So that can also be dangerous.
Correct.
But when we talk about salt consumption, when we talk about seasoning your food to taste and having a quality amount of salt to taste, we're referring to eating real whole foods. We're talking about steak, fish, poultry, vegetables, like real whole foods. Salt your food to taste. If you're having processed foods, that's going to be loaded with hidden sodiums, and then you can be teetering a dangerous line, and then perhaps maybe having too much sodium.
Yes.
So I think that we have one more question from our viewers, right? Thank you so much.
One more. My wife loves carbs. What should be a good alternative?
This is a really impactful question. Guess what? We love carbs. We love carbs. So the thing about it is, when you're younger, your body is very forgiving. Okay? And so many of the things that we talk about, high blood pressure, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, these things start to surface as people get older in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. That's when it really becomes a problem. It does affect younger people, but not as much as when you start to get 40 and above. So when you're younger, your metabolism is more forgiving. It's less sensitive to food. But over time, if you are, over consuming carbs, and as a result of that, you find yourself perhaps having some type of health ailment, this is when you're going to want to really, take a hold of your health and start to reduce carbs.
Yeah.
So we don't completely omit carbs. We do have carbs. We just treat them.
We'll have our days when we'll, so today we may have something that we'll treat ourselves to, but then that's it until another month or so.
We make keto bread.
We make keto bread.
We make keto cornbread. We make keto white bread.
Keto white bread. And so, that's our alternative.
There's different alternatives. So thank you, everyone, for your questions. And now we're going to get to the star of the show. Our tres leche cake, right? Let me get this out the fridge, my love.
The main party, yes.
So.
Can't wait for you guys to indulge in this.
And just while we bring this out, just to expound on that question about carbs.
Yes.
Like we make mac and cheese where we use
Like
roasted
this
broccoli
would be-
and roasted broccoli, roasted cauliflower with a nice homemade cheese sauce. You can't even tell that it doesn't have
Correct.
pasta.
Correct.
If you like dairy, we make like zucchini Alfredo. So there's many vegetables that you can enhance with flavor, you know, where you're not going to be
lasagna.
missing. Absolutely.
The veggie
We
lasagna.
make a plant-based lasagna with a mushroom ragu, macadamia ricotta cheese, grilled zucchini, and a spicy marinara.
But anyway.
So we digress, right?
We'll digress.
So we have here our tres leche cake. We haven't topped it yet. And as you can see, it's a little bit messy looking because we perforated it with our fork so that it can soak in that
We're
delicious.
Gonna, grab the bowls here.
Oh yeah, and we just need one for us right now. So let's start with let's just start with this plate, baby.
This one?
Yes, please, for us. Okay, so like I said, I have here our homemade whipped cream. I love whipped cream. And the beautiful thing about keto whipped cream is you can do all the fun, salacious things that you would do with regular whipped cream. Right, baby?
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
She didn't even know what I said. Is that
Yum.
good? Do you like? Do you like?
love it, my love.
Let me taste it just to make sure it's not poison.
But you had me taste it first. Isn't that amazing?
Well, you know, women live longer than men, so I'm not worried. All right, so we have here our nice, beautiful, fluffy whipped cream.
And again, the recipe for this is going to be in our link,
Yep.
right?
Look at that. That one didn't want to go in the tres leche. It wants to be eaten by me. Okay?
Oh, my
You can
God.
make this cake in advance. It has a wonderful
So
shelf life.
pretty.
It just gets better with time.
It's just going to get it all in our tummies. So,
All right? As the holidays are approaching, you come in to visit some friends, this will be a great treat for you to bring. If you didn't see our recipe for our pumpkin cheesecake last year, that's up on our channel. You can check that out. We had a whole pumpkin patch party. We made a pumpkin spice sangria. We made pumpkin pancakes. We made pumpkin cheesecake. So there's really no excuse
that's right. That's
for
right.
you to. You want some, mommy?
Yes.
She likes it. She likes it. Delicious. Okay, so we have our plate here. I'm gonna cut a little bit of our cake.
Let's see. Where's the spatula? You're going to...
Yeah, I got it, baby. I got it, my love. Get a little bit of our cake into our...
The strawberries? Perfect. The
Okay,
strawberries?
yep. Yummy. And we're gonna garnish this with some fresh strawberries. Now again, like, berries are one of the few fruits
There you go.
that you can have on a ketogenic diet. Few and far between, of course. They do have sugar and fructose, but you absolutely can have those on a ketogenic diet. Few and far between. Of course, you can have these strawberries with some of that whipped cream. It's gonna be extra special. Sometimes we dice up a little bit of mango in here. Mango is not a
Yes.
keto-friendly fruit, but like I said, we don't like to omit carbs. We like to manipulate carbs. Okay, so you can dice this up.
It's just a moderation kind of thing because we even did
Absolutely.
a salad with watermelon, and watermelon isn't either.
Yep, we made
keto
a
as
wonderful
well.
summer-friendly
But
salad.
We used a little bit of watermelon. We didn't
We
use
also-
the whole thing, but we did use it in moderation.
We also put watermelon in our ceviche, right, to give it a
Right.
nice,
Yes.
fresh pop of
You
flavor.
guys remember that when we did the event
right?
at Roar.
You're like, what is this
Absolutely.
sorcery? So let me show here our close-up camera here. We have our beautiful tres leche cake, all right, with a little bit of diced strawberries, all right? And now we're gonna give this here a taste. Ready, my love?
Absolutely.
I know you are.
Echa pa' acá. Get in the belly.
July.
Let's let you what? Keto what? Guys,
This is my favorite part of the
let's
show.
cut it up and get this party.
What you said?
Let's cut it up.
This is my favorite part of the show. Ooh, that's
Vamos,
good.
vamos
Hold up, we
con
gotta
la
take this
rumba.
twice. You like that, baby? That was good.
Ready.
So we're about to feed our live studio audience some of this because that's the reward of coming to our
That's
show.
right.
If you want to be part of our live studio audience and you're in the Philadelphia, South Jersey area, please comment below or send us a message and we can make that happen.
Yes.
Also, let's recap this recipe, right, my love?
Absolutely. Let's
do it. So we made
it.
our Latin keto tres leche cake. Instead of using white processed flour, we use almond flour, a little bit of whey isolate protein. You want to make sure it's whey isolate. Because otherwise regular whey protein, it does have carbs. And some baking powder. That was our dry ingredients. We beat up some eggs with some butter, some keto-friendly sweetener and vanilla, and then we slowly added eggs to that. And then we added our dry ingredients and we alternated with some heavy cream. We got that into the oven. You bake that off at 325 for about 30 to 40 minutes. And then when that comes out, you let it rest for a little bit. You invert it into another dish, perforate that with a fork. And then we have our tres leche cream, which we made with unsweetened almond milk, heavy cream, as well as coconut milk, a little bit of keto-friendly sweetener, not granulated, but powdered sweetener, and some vanilla. And that was our cream that we slowly poured over the cake until it was fully consumed top and bottom. We let that chill for 4 hours. Then we made our keto
it's dancing
whipped cream.
In there.
It's swimming,
it's
swimmingly
dancing
happy.
In there.
We made our keto whipped cream instead of a meringue, just using heavy cream. Chill the heavy cream, chill your bowl, chill your whisk. Whip that up until it's nice and stiff and creamy like whipped cream. Add some vanilla, some keto-friendly sweetener again, powdered. It's a taste.
That's it.
And that's it. Garnish it with a little bit of strawberries. And there you have it. So,
yeah.
Was that fun?
Absolutely.
You hungry? Ready to eat?
Yeah, no.
Ready to feed the crowd?
I'm ready to feed the crowd.
All right, guys, well, if you like this. Not yet. No, because I have to go through all of that. But if you like this, what do we want to do?
Please like, subscribe to our channel, and please hit that notification button so you'll be notified our next time when we come on our next live.
That's right. As well as please follow us on Instagram at Keto Cooking with Love for more recipes, ideas, and content. We've absolutely enjoyed this recipe and you guys joining us here today. So now, in the words of Vincent Van Gogh,
what's done in love is done well.
Mwah.
Hit that notification button.
Mwah.